Hey Plant Fam! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jacqueline. This is part of my jungle, and today I wanted to do some repotting slash rescuing some philodendrons with you guys. So if you watched my last video, I went plant shopping with my very good friend Sky. I will link it up here. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend because she's adorable and it makes me happy. So we went to Rose Hill Nurseries, which is in New Rochelle, New York, back in New York. We're in Connecticut now. And I picked up a couple of plants, two of those plants being philodendrons that are on the struggle bus that she gave me. She is in Heather, one of the owners of Rose Hill Nurseries. So I wanted to repot them because they're in soil that is very dense, and from what I've learned through experience is that my philodendrons don't like being in dense soil. So I thought that maybe giving them some new soil and so on, and getting a look at their roots will be helpful too. Then maybe they'll bounce back. I keep looking at them because they're on the floor here, but first I wanted to get my little repotting mat together here. This is from Amazon. I do have it linked in the description box down below if you guys are looking for one. There's tons of them out there. This one was really cheap, and this is my smaller one that I tend to use for pretty much everything. And then aside from the rescue plants, I also have this Philodendron Gloriosum that was sent to me a while back by a friend of mine, and it's just like, it's a crawler. So like this philodendron crawls on the ground, and it's irritating me. So I was actually hoping that maybe I can try and teach it to crawl up a pole. I know that a lot of people tend to put them in like long planters, but I really just like don't have space for that. And if I can't get this to climb up a pole, then it's just gonna irritate me forever, no matter how beautiful it is. And I know a few people have asked me like what kind of Gloriosum this is, because it is like kind of pink. I don't know if that's normal. It has like pink veining and stuff like that, but I don't know. It was gifted to me, so I want to repot this one and try and put it up on a pole and see if we can get it, since it's a baby plant, train it up a pole instead of worrying about it crawling all over the place. So the next one I have here is the Philodendron Golden Crocodile. You guys would have seen me pick up, looking really sad. Super duper sad, but I don't know if you could tell, the soil just kind of looks like really compact and dense, and the same goes for this philodendron. All right, so I don't know if it's Goldii or Goeldii. We're gonna stick with Goldii because it's easier, but I don't know if there's an E in there or not. I feel like when I look it up on the internet, that's not how it's spelled. But anyway, this is also a rescue plant. It had a new leaf coming out, or maybe it had two. It's very hard to tell. I thought maybe it broke off, but now it looks like it's pushing out another one. So I don't really know what's happening. I'm probably gonna trim at least this old leaf off of here because it looks really sad, but also gonna repot it because the soil just looks kind of gross. So for soil today, I'm mixing some Espoma organic potting mix with some Better Grow orchid mix, which is mostly bark and charcoal, I believe. Yeah, Western fir bark nuggets, coarse perlite, hardwood and hardwood charcoal, strong growth and good drainage. So mixing these two today because I want it to be a nice chunky mix, and I don't like to pre-mix them because I mix either more or less of this in depending on the plant. So I'm not going to mix as much in as I would for a Hoya, but we're going to mix in a decent amount of bark today. So some little clovers in here. I am just gonna take this one out and see what we're working with. Okay, we've got good roots. I don't know if you could see, but it's normal for them to kind of go around the bottom because water tends to sit at the bottom. There's some moss in here. It looks like maybe it was rooted in moss and then just kind of plopped in here, so interesting. But I'm being very gentle to just kind of like tickle. I'm also watching, it's on mute, but I'm still having it on the TV, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial. Have you guys been watching it? Let me know in the comments below. It's one of those things that's like a train wreck that I can't look away from, and since I work from home and I'm here most of the time, I just kind of leave it on in the background, or I put it on in my headphones just because, like, I don't really have anything else. I can't, like, sit down and really watch anything when I'm working, so having it on in the background has been interesting, to say the least. Yeah, there's moss all around these roots, which is fine. I'm just going to try and get as much of it off as possible just by gently tugging, because we don't want to tug the roots off. It doesn't have a ton of roots. We're going to get rid of some of these old bottom leaves that aren't doing well. This one is cool. I think I said in the last video that I would show you what it looks like when it's mature, and I forgot to add the picture on the screen, so I'm going to put a picture here of what it looks like when it matures and doesn't look like this. So yeah, better than looking at all the random stuff behind me. But I got this cute new print, the butterfly print on the wall. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we got that at World Market, and that video is up on the David and Jack's channel. I've been a little bit slow and a little bit behind with getting that filming done because, you know, the whole moving process has just kind of been a lot. So I'm going to use the same container that it was in. I probably should rinse it out, but I really don't want to. I should. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. So I cleaned out the pot. Sometimes I even like to spray it down with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, just to clean any microbes or anything that might be in there. And then what I do is I just put the amount of soil that I'll need in here and then dump it back out of here. And that way I know I have the exact amount of soil that I need. I just don't feel like getting a bowl to pre-mix it. And I should mention too that the Espoma does have like a little bit of bark and stuff like that in there as well. It's a perfectly fine mix for majority of your houseplants. I do just like to add in some more. So it's literally just a bunch of bark because I haven't had a chance to order more of the De La tanks. So when I get big pieces, I like to just kind of like snap them in half and make them smaller too, if I can. And I like the big chunks of perlite are okay with me. I don't like little pieces of perlite, tend to irritate me. So I'm gonna stick this in here and fill it up. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys have been watching this circus act of a trial. It's one of those things that I can't unsee. Like, I can't look away, but I also can't unsee it. And then I question my life every day that I continue to watch it. So I need just a little bit more. I'm gonna use my hands like a savage. Are you even a plant parent if you don't have dirt under your fingernails? So upright philodendrons, if you know me at all, you know that they kind of irritate me. But when I saw this one looking all sad, like I knew nobody was gonna buy it. So I figured might as well try and rescue it and see what happens. It's better than leaving it to die. So that is my story. I did spray these down multiple times with Captain Jack's and all that good stuff, so they have been thoroughly treated before I put them back in the greenhouse. So you can see now the mix is nice and chunky, and I think that it's gonna be much happier in here. So I'm gonna put it aside for now because I'm gonna water it and then put it in the greenhouse, and then you guys can let me know in the comments below if you want to see updates on how these plants are doing in a couple of weeks, if they're bouncing back, if they're dying, you know. So, I'm sorry if I keep looking at the TV. I'm waiting for the cross-examination because this scripted questioning is irritating. So, Goldie Eye next. Ooh, she got roots, that's for sure. So, a very healthy root system. I have faith that this plant in particular is going to be fine. Not 100% positive about the golden crocodile, but I have a good feeling about this one for sure. It has a good root system and it's got new growth, and it does have a couple of other growth points coming off the base, so not too worried about it. But like I said, this soil just kind of felt very dense, so I'm glad that I'm getting in here, and I wanted to check on the roots just to see what we were working with, because even if the leaves don't look super happy, if you've got leaves, at least one, to photosynthesize and some good roots, the plant should be fine. It should totally bounce back fine. So I'm doing the same thing with this one, trying to just tickle the roots. It does have some nice larger chunky roots in here, so I don't have to be as gentle, but making sure I always get to the base and see what's going on there. But it's looking good. Nice root system. Don't have to get all of the dirt off. I just want to make sure that there aren't any big chunks of it. You want the roots to be able to breathe. So, not bad. I think it should be able to go back in there. I think this one's the same size anyway. Is this a little bit bigger? This one's a little bigger. Might put it in this slightly larger one, just because the roots are a little more spread out than I thought they were. They might enjoy having a little bit of extra room. I literally just vacuumed and now there's dirt all over the floor, but that's fine. One of the joys of cleaning myself is that nobody can yell at me if I make a mess, because like I'm the one who's gonna clean anyway. So if I just cleaned the floor and then I make a mess of the floor, like who cares, right? I'm just so used to living with my mom where like she would follow me around and be like, are you gonna clean that up? Are you gonna clean that up? And I'm like, I'm gonna leave it on the floor forever. So it's nice not having to worry about that. I can clean things up when I want to, because I know I've mentioned it a few times, but I do have some chronic health issues, and sometimes when I'm in the middle of doing something, I run out of energy and I just need to sit for a little while before I can finish, and a lot of the times that's before I can clean up. So, or I've done the task and now I've run out of energy, so I don't feel like I have it in me to clean up, if that makes sense. Put a little too much in there. But it gets done eventually. I was hanging out in the members only group chat. If you guys want to be a official Plant Fan member, there's a join button down below if you want to check it out. We were in the group chat this morning talking about different stuff, and I said to tell me how you feel in emojis today. So I'm gonna ask you guys to do the same in the comment section below. Tell me how you're feeling in emojis. Describe your mood in emojis to me in the comments below. You don't have to explain yourself, just let the emojis speak for themselves. So that is that. It's not totally centered, but that's fine. It's not gonna bother me. But that's that. I think it's gonna be a lot happier in this chunky mix at the very least. So put that one aside. And then last but certainly not least is this Gloriosum. So I did pot this up myself, I believe. So the soil's not bad. I just don't think it's chunky enough. So I want to replace it, and I don't think this pot is deep enough. so I want to replace that too. I think that's about the same. It's just a little bit deeper. And oh, the roots look good. It's hard to see them because there wasn't really a definitive like root ball. It hasn't been in that pot for very long. But I'm not gonna go crazy because this was a better mix. It has some good roots on it for sure. So get some more soil in here. This is a more thirsty philodendron. The Gloriosum for sure is my most thirsty philodendron, period. So I'm excited to get it into the greenhouse where it'll stay a little bit more moist. But she can be a bit of a pain, and I really just want her to climb up a pole. So I have the pole, I pre-moistened it in the sink, so I'm gonna go grab that really quick. We've got some bark and perlite on the floor, I don't want to waste that. I'm gonna go get the pole out of the sink. Okay, so it's always a good idea to pre-moisten your moss pole so that you don't have to drown the plant after you've repotted it, just to get the pole wet. And I always have David saw off like the tip for me because it's usually too much. But the good thing about doing it while you repot is that I can just like place it in here while I'm doing it, so I don't have to like dig a hole. All right, so we're gonna face it this way and we're gonna hope for the best. I really want this to work, like badly. So what I normally do is I try to get it where I want it and I hold it up against it like that so that I can fill it in. Okay, that looks good. And then I do have some like planty or like gardener's Velcro that I'm gonna use to attach the plant to it, and we're gonna hope for the best. So I'm gonna water these cute little babes, and I'm gonna throw them back in the greenhouse, and then I, like I said, can give you guys some updates in a couple of weeks or however long it takes for me to actually see some changes. So I like to keep the little tags in the plants. Not that I don't know what they are, but it just makes me happy to have them in there. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see updates and you want to support my channel, you should give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything from me. I have been sharing a lot on my community page about the Etsy stuff that's been going on, as well as I did a story sale, so I am going to be doing more of that sort of thing over on Instagram, and I do announce it over here as well and show you guys some of the plants that I have available. So definitely make sure that you have your notifications on if that's something that you have been looking for, because I've got a lot of really exciting plants propagating, and I am hopefully going to be having regular restocks or story sales weekly, if not at least every other week. So definitely keep your eyes open. I do like to do them midweek. I haven't come up with a permanent schedule yet. Like Wednesdays is usually a good time for me. Tuesday, Wednesday is a good time for me to be getting stuff posted up. So I try my best to let you guys know ahead of time. If you are a Plant Fam member, then you always know ahead of time. You guys get early access to everything as well, so you'll know exactly what is going up when. So if there's something that you want, you can snag it. Some tiers of the member program even get discount codes that don't expire, so you can keep using them over and over in my shop. So there's also a super thanks button down there if you guys want to support my channel even further, but you don't want to commit to a membership program, which isn't actually like, there's no contract or anything that you sign. You can do it for a month and then cancel it, and whatever makes your heart happy, you know what I mean? But if you're not ready for that kind of commitment, there is a super thanks button if you want to just say thank you and that you appreciate the content. I appreciate you for appreciating and continuing to watch, and I'm very excited for all the things that are going to come this summer and the rest of the year. So stay tuned, stick with me, make sure you're subscribed. Go check out the David and Jack's channel. Like I said, there is a new video up there if you haven't seen it yet, and much more content coming once we're all settled in with the move. Things are coming along. Everything is a mess right now. There will be more content on that coming soon as well, but for now, this is just kind of what it is, a little bit of chaos. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I appreciate you, fam. Pray for this plant because it's beautiful, and I will see you in the next one. Okay.